This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. On Wednesday, Governor Ron DeSantis called for legislation to ban vaccine mandates at a Tampa press conference. WMNF's Chris Young reports on an expert opinion on the matter.
DeSantis said he wants to ban mRNA COVID-19 vaccine mandates in the state.
You should not be forced to take an mRNA shot against your will, and that should be the right of every Floridian.
DeSantis claimed he had talked to firefighters who said they would, quote, lose their job if they didn't take the vaccine. Dr. Edwin Michael is an epidemiology professor at the University of South Florida. He says he's against mandates of the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine, but
I would say still that people above 65 and people with comorbidities might consider, on their own, going and getting the latest vaccines.
He recommends measles vaccines for children after the state saw its first case this year at a South Florida high school. Chris Young, WMNF News.
DOGE cuts are coming for downtown Tampa. WMNF's Noah Vinsky reports on the properties that could be up for sale.
The federal workforce has been on the chopping block since President Donald Trump took office again in January. Now, federal real estate may be next. The Trump administration published a list of 443 federal properties listed for potential sale Tuesday. 2 of those properties are located in downtown Tampa, the R.L. Timberlake Jr. Federal Building and the Timberlake Federal Annex. The buildings provide administrative services to the public. Those properties are managed by the General Service Administration, which oversees a large portion of federal real estate. A day later, the list was removed from the GSA's website, replaced with a banner that says, "Coming soon." The GSA is headed by associates of Elon Musk, who runs the Department of Government Efficiency, the agency behind many of these federal cuts. WMNF spoke to Democratic Congresswoman Kathy Castor in February about the Musk-led department.
If they wanted to truly tackle the enormous debt and reduce the deficit, they would be working through legal channels to do so. We don't know really what the intentions of Elon Musk, what his intentions are.
The GSA's Buildings Division said the list would be republished in the near future. It is unclear if the updated list will contain the same properties. Noah Vinsky, WMNF News.
A Florida Senate panel this week approved a proposal that would make it easier for wrongly incarcerated people to get paid for time spent behind bars. Alyssa Ramos explains.
Florida is the only state to have a program that compensates people who have been wrongfully incarcerated. Under a 2008 state law, exonerees are eligible for $50,000 for each year they served in prison. But there's an exception. The law includes the so-called clean hands provision. That means exonerees with previous felony convictions are not eligible to be compensated. Ineligible exonerees can appeal to the state, though it can be a years-long process, and they must file a claim within 90 days. Now, a new bill in the Senate would extend that deadline to 2 years, as well as get rid of the clean hands provision altogether. I'm Alyssa Ramos in Miami.
According to the National Registry of Exonerations, so far, 91 people in Florida have been exonerated since 1989. Only 5 received compensation. Education advocates are calling on the federal government to protect and fund public schools amidst widespread cuts to the Department of Education. Daniel Pryor has more.
At a lunch and learn in Orlando, dozens of advocates and teachers decried cuts to public education. The federal government's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has cut $1 billion from the U.S. Department of Ed. Newly confirmed Education Secretary Linda McMahon signaled a move to give more control of education to states. Maria Rebelles is co-director of Mesa Boricua, an advocacy group for the Latin community. She's also a mom of 6 and called on teachers and parents in Florida to stand up and fight back against these changes.
The proposed education cuts are not just numbers. They are a direct attack on our children, especially those on low-income, rural, and minority communities, and we won't stand for that.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and U.S. Senator Rick Scott both support putting the state in charge of its public education system, claiming it would be more effective than the feds. In Orlando, I'm Danielle Pryor.
Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. Clear skies tonight with overnight lows in the lower 50s. Sunny skies and warmer weather tomorrow with highs near 80. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.